Moving into chapter 24, the Mother of Shapeshifters. It's dream memory time as we fast forward through 3 weeks worth of waiting. Zelfree and Linus are getting closer to finding the Mother of Shapeshifters, and we find two men dead. One was bitten by something, and one with its head smashed in. And they both were laying there with their skin flayed off, which is kind of scary and creepy. And yeah, no, imagine that's a warning. Those are nope dreams. Zelfree, being the intelligent person that he is asking all these questions. Was there rocks near the guy? Did it look like somebody bashed his head in? What happened? Could it have been a snake that killed this one guy? Linus is like, look, dude, I don't know. I saw them. I told you what I saw. That's about all I can tell you.
It's a horror movie.
So Zelfree decides he's going to steel himself to go and still talk to the Mother of Shapeshifters, try to bond with her. And before Zelfree walks away, Linus comes back with, look, I will kill the Mother of Shapeshifters if she kills you, Zelfree.
That's a horror movie.
Get kind of that, aww.
He's fighting for his sweetie.
Oh, don't worry, honey, I got you. As Zelfree's moving, or Everett's moving through the woods, he sees what he thinks is scarecrows. And then he hears somebody responding. And mind you, this whole area is not only wooded, but it's also covered in this fog. So he can only see like a few feet ahead of him at a time. And he hears somebody say that they're excited that there's somebody new coming up because then they'll have a new sibling. And then he gets to this open clearing and he meets Mother of Shapeshifters. And this thing is what I believe straight nightmare fuel, because it's got 2 eyes, 4 arms, and 4 legs just all over the place, like moving as what I picture. And every time Zelfree looks away, she has more eyes. And more and more and more eyes. So again, just super creepy. And in order for the Mother of Shapeshifters to give him an Eldrin, he has to tell her what his greatest fear is. And so that way she can tell him that he must overcome it in order to pass her trial of worth. And again, Zelfree shows how absolutely wonderfully smart he is, seeing that one guy died from jumping off of a cliff because he was afraid of heights, or afraid of falling, I guess. The other guy was afraid of snakes and then got bit by a snake. So he tells Mother of Shapeshifters that he does not fear anything. Volke, while he's in Zelfree's dream, thinks about it and says that his greatest fear would be for failure. And not just failure of a quest or something, but failure to find a cure for the plague, failing to keep the world safe. Like actual good things to be afraid of or fearful of. So we know who's going to win the Miss America pageant now, because we know who's got like the best answer to that question.
He's out here solving world hunger.
I think the Mother of Shapeshifters and the Keeper of Corpses, and we'll go over the Keeper of Corpses later on, are probably the only creatures that we know that don't have a specific Eldrin that the person chooses. So like with nightmares or with the phoenixes, they're all named, they're all trying to impress that individual Eldrin. Whereas with the Mother of Shapeshifters, they're trying to impress her so that she can give them an Eldrin.
It is a really unique situation because he doesn't really know going into it what happens if he passes this trial of worth. You know, he doesn't know, do I get the Mother of Shapeshifters as my Eldrin? You know, I don't know what will come of it, but I know that this is a difficult trial of worth, so it's definitely worth pursuing. And to add to the nightmare fuel that the Mother of Shapeshifters is, when she goes to leave, ends up just turning into a bunch of birds and scattering everywhere. So also very, very creepy, and kind of glad he ended up with Traces, who is very cute.
But then she's like in this like spider egg sac, is what's described, and then she hatches from it, and she's got this really, really long tail. So she starts wrapping her tail around Everett's wrist, and they bond. And I think this is where Tracis actually prefers to be Bangles, because her first instinct with her first moments with Everett was wrapping her tail around his wrist. That's just my thoughts on it. So I'd love to hear if anybody else has any different thoughts. But so we get back to Linus, and we find out that Linus is a dog person. And I just want to say the very ironic that he bonded with a manticore, which is part lion.
Not as much of a dog person as he thought. And the chapter ends with Volke waking up from this beautiful dream rendition to find himself laying next to Karna.
Right, and with this being the middle of the book, I believe we're actually going to be taking a break from the book this week. Next week, we are going to have our sit down with John Stovall, who is Shammy's husband, and being an author himself as well. So definitely looking forward to that interview. And then the week following, we'll be right back into 26 through 30 of Plague Arcanist. We're actually already halfway through this book, believe it or not.
Moving along.
And we thank you so much. See you next week.
Eric, Scott, and I want to thank everyone for listening today. We post a new episode every Wednesday morning at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, and 8 Pacific Standard Time. We are on all podcasting platforms and are also on YouTube as well for video. After the additional episode airs, we post chapter-by-chapter videos every day in a smaller, easier-to-digest format. We do want to give a special shout-out to the final member of our team, Dan Mackison, one of the admins for the Frith Chronicles Wiki, link listed below, and doing his best to keep everything running smoothly behind the scenes. If you want to reach out to us, you can email us at frithguildpod@gmail.com or on Facebook or any other social media by searching for Frith Guild Podcast. Just to remind everybody, we have links to everything in the description below on both the podcast and YouTube. Scott, do you have anything else you want to add this week?
Nope, getting ready for this labyrinth.
Woo!